with Jay from Owner Coffee. So Jay, where are you going right now?
We are Matt, who's a good friend of mine, owner of Park
Okay.
and Coffee here in Baltimore. We're
Okay.
headed to Matt.
The feed store.
The feed store. We're getting chicken feed for his
Okay.
chickens.
Is Matt has a coffee shop?
He has a coffee catering business called Park and
Coffee. What is that? Is it like a coffee cart then, or a coffee trailer type?
Yeah, got indoor espresso bars
Okay.
that we use for catering.
Wow.
I have a Vespa that I
Okay.
imported from Italy.
Uh-huh.
It's a three-wheeled Vespa, so the panels open on it, and it's got a full espresso bar on it, cold brew taps.
It's pretty
the
dope.
works.
It's
The works.
dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
Wow. So obviously you are doing that on weekends then, right? More like weekend gig or
Yeah, a lot of my stuff is corporate.
okay.
So a lot of big companies around here,
Yep.
weddings, um, wherever. We'll go wherever. We do a
Okay.
lot of sports teams. So we do
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens, the Washington Nationals, a lot of the visiting teams that come into those stadiums. We'll
Wow. That's that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Hey,
If you guys are interested,
yeah.
especially the viewers are interested in getting
Yep.
the coffee, and you have this dream of coffee shops, forget the coffee shop idea, right? Like coffee shops, you're there every day
Yep.
burning it, trying to like make $1 out of nothing, right? Do what Matt does in your city and make real money doing this, because you could charge like serious money for it, only a couple hours, and maybe you're going to make like 6 drinks.
That's true. Yeah. So I would say 90% of our business are 2-hour events.
Wow.
So now there's a lot of work going into
Sure.
those 2 hours. So there's, prep time, there's the roasting. I roast my own beans. And then clean up afterwards, of course. So like a 2-hour event will come out to like a 6-hour workday usually. Like by the time you travel to the event and travel back from the event and
Yep.
all the stuff that goes with it. But yeah, a lot of times, so we charge hourly, and I'll do the math on some of these events, and it's ridiculous what a lot of the because it's a luxury business that we're in, so it's a bit different than like coffee shop. Um,
So Matt, so I mean, how busy are you then? Are you pretty busy over there or what?
Very busy. Yes,
Really?
yes. I'm a in terms of what I do, I'm
Uh-huh.
a I'm a small I'm a small catering business.
Okay.
So I have friends who do the exact same thing that I do
Uh-huh.
in other cities. I mean, their sales are in the multi millions. Like they're
Multi-million.
multi millions. Yes.
Wow.
Um, it's
Hey Jay, have you thought about doing something like that? What happened?
Yeah, but I'm just lazy. I'd rather slug it out like an idiot in a retail coffee,
I mean, come on, it sounds like Matt.
and get it, hanging out with Matt all these years, it's like, man, if you do retail coffee's for suckers, man, suckers. That's what it
I
is.
know. I
Like I
mean,
see
think
all these
about
guys
the
on the
yeah.
forums,
Yep.
and they're just like, and the guys on the forums, especially the ones that are just starting out or don't really have a lot of
Hmm.
experience, they're just like struggling so hard, and it's like, man. But don't get me wrong. It's like, you know, it's not like you just get a machine and get a card and go out and do it. I mean, there's a lot of schlock out there.
yeah, I see so many people fail at it. Like
Yeah. You got to be good.
You
You got
gotta
to
be
like.
good.
You got Matt's good. He's got good personality. He's got good marketing
Yep.
skills. He does great presentation. He knows how to make really high quality coffee. So it's still a very intensive learning process. But you go out and make some good money for a few days a week, and you gotta pay your family.
It's expensive too. So presentation is
Yep.
the majority of what I do. So like the indoor espresso bars, we will brand. You
Yep.
know, I do so many Fortune 500 companies. So we'll
Yep.
put the McCormick logo on a bar or
Okay.
whatever company. We've done stuff for Facebook and Google
Yep.
and all that. It's all presentation, and then we happen to serve really good coffee too.
Yep.
So that goes hand in hand with the success of it. It is a lot of work. It's definitely a grind. But
So, how many people are working for you, Matt?
I have about 4 to 6 baristas who help me with events. So whenever I get schedule rolling in,
Yep.
what we do is we have a group text, and I'll be
Yep.
like, "Here's the events that I got
Yep.
rolling in," and they fight over them. I mean, it's a
Sure.
fun job. So like, the thing I like,
And he pays them well.
I pay them well. And you never know where you're going to be. So it's not the same workday every day. Like, we do all the movie sets that
Mm-hmm.
some coffee for Natalie, which that's
Okay.
happened. Or
Yep.
yeah, yep.
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana, yes. Yep. But it's a
Wow.
blast. I wouldn't want to do anything else for sure.
So, well, I mean, so let's say like typical weekends, right? So you and another barista then, or two other barista, or how many staff you actually have on that one set? The average.
2 to 3, 2 to
Okay.
3. So we're only capable of working what the machine will
Yep.
put out.
That's right. Yep.
So for bigger things, I use Freshino brand. They're a
Okay.
dual fuel espresso
Okay.
machine that
Yep.
uses propane.
Okay.
And with those, we can make about 100 drinks per hour with two
Okay.
baristas.
Okay.
Just because we're always pulling 2 shots, 2 group
Sure.
heads nonstop.
Yep.
Sometimes 3
Mm-hmm.
if you want it to go super fast.
Yep. Man.
With 2
So I mean
people.
that is a pretty fascinating. So I mean pretty much you charge one fee for that event, right? So there's no side
Correct.
fees. Okay, here's the X dollar amounts, and that includes everything.
Everything. Yes. Yep.
So everybody got
If we make
yep,
one, yep. If we make one drink, or if we make 100,
sure, same
it's an
fee.
hourly fee.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And then so let's see here, man. I mean that is a very interesting concept there. I mean that's the way to go, isn't it? I mean if you are, I mean coffee carrying. So you only do what? Just the coffee drinks only. There's no dessert on the side. No Italian
No food.
soda, no food, no specialty
We
drink.
do Italian soda.
Okay.
In the summertime, we have specials, so we will
Okay.
have like Italian soda.
Uh-huh.
Wintertime, we'll do hot chocolate.
Yep, hot chocolate.
You know,
What about you're gonna have like ice machine as well? You're gonna bring a lot of ice, like like ice latte and stuff like that?
yep, we do ice. We always bring
Okay.
a cooler.
Okay.
So we always have iced lattes. And then it's all delicious espresso based.
Oh man. Wow. I mean actually I thought about doing something like that, when I was younger. But I mean I'm kind of like Jay right now, you know. I think I don't wanna work anymore. And
Totally.
but wow. So
I
pretty much so you schedule I mean so you have no holidays then, right? So that's the one you're gonna make money.
Yeah, so right about now is one of the busiest times of the year.
Sure.
And then I notice there's about 4 super busy times of the year, and it
Yep.
usually falls on when fiscal year quarters
Hmm.
are.
Okay.
So a lot of times, like these companies, these major companies, they have budgets,
Uh-huh.
and if they don't meet their budget, they're like trying to cram, because
Sure.
if they don't spend it, they
Yep,
don't
you
get it
don't
next year.
exactly following year. Absolutely.
So for a lot of these companies, I joke that uh, I'm in the budget allocation services,
Yep.
and that happens to sell coffee, make coffee.
Okay, so I mean, like you said, you charge them by hours or charge them by event?
by by the hour, based on the
Okay.
event. So
Okay.
like we do all the local colleges.
Okay.
Um, so like Johns Hopkins University, I have two
Yep.
events there this week.
Okay.
So a lot of times it'll be like when students are reporting for the
Yep.
new school year, and they'll be like planning to have 1,000 students per day check in.
Yep.
So of course, no espresso machine's going to be able to handle that.
Yep.
Like, I don't care how fast of a barista you are.
Yep.
So what we'll do for like special bigger events is
Yep.
we'll also supplement the espresso
Uh-huh.
service with like pre-brewed coffee or
Yep.
cold brew, or the big 5-gallon Cambro containers.
Yep.
So we're capable of doing events that 1,000 people in a couple of hours.
So for you, I mean, so how you come up with the pricing? Are you kind of like same model as like with the wedding catering business? You're gonna assume, what, let's say $10 per person per head, and you come up with a budget like that, the rate like that for
Yeah,
the event?
yeah. So
Okay.
so it's an hourly rate. So normally when
Yep.
I get an inquiry,
Yep.
it's like, "Hi, I'm getting married.
Yep. Yep.
We want you there for 3 hours after the
Mm-hmm.
reception, or
Yep.
whenever they want us there."
Mm-hmm.
And first thing I ask is, how many people are there?
That's right. Yep. The head
What
count.
time of day is it?
Mm-hmm.
And is it a dry wedding?
Yep.
So all those three things, for knowing that information,
Mm-hmm.
it's huge for me. And
Yep.
then I use that to plan what I need to make this happen, to be a successful event. So anything really over 60 people,
Yep.
I schedule another barista for,
Mm-hmm.
just because I want the event to just be smooth and you know be a success. So my prices go hourly based off of how many baristas I have on hand.
What
Um,
about the decoration of your coffee bar? That's inclusive as well, or they have to pay extra for that?
they have to pay extra. So
Okay.
so some of our like upsells to
Mhm.
to clients, I have the Ripples latte printer. If you've ever
Okay.
seen that,
Oh,
it
yeah,
it
yep.
it prints whatever you want. It can
Yep.
print your face if you want to.
Mhm.
We can brand the bar with Mr. and
Mhm.
Mrs. So and so,
Yeah.
or whatever they want. It's nice because about a half a mile from Jay and I's shop
Yep.
is a sign printing company. So I just send them a file,
Yep.
they print it, we're good to go.
Man.
And we can brand the cups with whatever you want. Um, and then so everybody, like the outdoor events, as a joke, when I first started, I had a red carpet,
Uh-huh.
and
Sure.
I brought that out once, just to be silly, and the response, everybody loved it. So
Sure.
everybody gets the red carpet treatment now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so we
awesome.
we roll the red carpet out, and I treat everybody the same. I don't care if it's backyard barbecue. I
Yep.
don't care if it is, like, I just catered a wedding that
Mhm.
wedding had to have cost
Sure.
$2 million, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Man. And so,
everybody's
hey,
treated the same.
so I mean, which grinder are you using it then? I mean, are you using which one? Which grinder?
I use the Malkonig E65S. It
So
is
E65 can handle that. I know people likes to use the E80
so
for the
I have
most
an
large.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have an E80 on the Vespa.
Okay.
Um, and the E65 is rocking. We
Okay.
did that.
It's rocking.
It's rocking. I mean,
Okay. Good.
that thing, like if it's nonstop,
Mm-hmm.
occasionally, like after a little bit of time, you got to
Okay.
change the grind because the burrs get,
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
a little bit.
But I don't think the E65 can grind more than the La Marzocco Mini. The
Can
medium
handle.
Mini can handle.
Really?
That's
Okay,
that's
good.
part of the.
Yep.
It's a nice balance. Yeah.
Yep.
So the Linea Mini, if it's one barista,
Mm-hmm.
I have never worn that thing out.
Wow.
Like, because by the time you pull the shot and then you steam the milk, by the time you go back to pull the next shot, it's recovered so that you
Okay.
can steam the milk. So it will work as fast as one barista can work. Now, if you're making nonstop Americanos, that's
Sure.
where
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, don't you have
um,
like hot water stand? Just do the hot water instead of the hot water faucet?
yeah. So if it's wintertime,
Uh-huh.
like different times of year, you can plan for different things. So I will bring like a Cambro of boiled hot water, basically, for Americanos for that reason. Or I'll just bring a container of drip coffee if they want.
So, Matt, you have the actual trailer? Has a coffee bar set up, or you have a trailer to store everything in there and just bring
I
out to
have
the event?
so the Vespa is trailered,
Okay.
but it drives. So I drive the Vespa off of the trailer, and then it can
Okay.
drive to wherever the
Yeah,
location
he
is.
doesn't. He
Ah.
doesn't have any of those like those coffee trailer setups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What he does have is like a portable bar that rolls
Uh-huh.
off and on of a van that he transports
Wow.
to the location.
yeah,
That's fantastic. That's even better.
Yeah, it's a much more elegant presentation.
Exactly, man.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
What's that?
those are more food trucky,
yep.
you know, and nothing against food trucks, but it's a different category for sure.
I
So
mean, so what's the mark? I mean, what's the for you? Is the markups are pretty big, right? Because in a coffee shop, Jay, as you know, there's no whole lot of markup there, you know.
Oh
But
no,
for
no, no. That's why I'm
yeah,
saying coffee retail is for suckers.
exactly. Yeah, coffee. Yeah, coffee retailer. I mean, that's a hard business too. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you have to manage staff. You know, man. I mean, do you have to worry about the rent every single month, all the bills?
And you got to sit there even though there's nobody's
Yep.
coming in your shop.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then for you, Matt, I mean, just to find the event. I mean, that's different types of stress too. You have to go out there find. But how long you been doing it?
It'll be 9 years this
Oh yeah. So
December.
which means you
And
already established. You have a good connections.
I've built, so I don't look for business and I'm
Mm-hmm.
booked nonstop.
Yep.
I've built a reputation of like, when you search on in our area, I'm the first that comes up.
Yep.
I have
Have you
all
thought
5-star.
about getting a second cart, second
I have
group?
multiple carts. Yes.
Oh, good. So you
Yep.
can do multiple event at the same time.
Correct. Yep.
Man.
And then
So
I also have a tricycle, which is really cool.
okay.
So it's a tricycle with two wheels on the front and one in the back, and you pedal it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've built an espresso bar onto it, so um, that's capable of going indoors and outdoors.
I mean,
So we have multiple things that.
but sounds like to me your business is a lot more profitable than just someone owning a coffee shop. Is
Yes,
that fair to say? Yeah.
I think it's safer.
Now you're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's
You know.
so I am actually the coffee I roast.
Uh huh.
One of my clients um is he owns a corner store
Okay.
and he wants to put a espresso bar in it.
Yep.
So he wants to franchise, like start a thing with me
Uh
where
huh.
it's my coffee and it's an
Yep.
espresso bar inside the corner store. So he's trying to come up with like all this planning of like how much does it cost per drink, and
Hmm.
it's funny because I'm chatting with him and I'm like, I don't know because
Yeah, you don't work under that
I don't
model.
work under that model.
Exactly.
Like I can't
Exactly.
tell you. Um, I can tell you what I pay for everything,
Yep.
but
I mean, for you, it's like different level. If some coffee shop charges, let's say $10, you're gonna charge your clients $100. You know what I mean? It's like 5 to 10x
yeah, yep,
because I mean those events that they're not gonna nickel and dime you.
yep,
I mean, what's 5, 10 grand? Nothing for this corporation or big wedding.
yep.
If you're spending couple $100,000 on wedding,
And the
I mean,
nice thing is
what's
that those that want to nickel and dime him, he can just walk away from
I
them.
walk away. Yeah.
exactly, exactly? Hey, you don't have to deal with them,
So
man.
I usually when I get an email and
Yep,
like I'm expensive, like I'm not cheap,
yep.
but I'm very nice about it. I'm like this isn't
Perhaps we're not the right group
perhaps
for you.
this is not the right
Hmm.
situation for your event. I can recommend other people that are, but like, I understand people have budgets.
Hmm.
Like, it's not anything against that, but like, it's a luxury business. I'm completely not necessary. Like,
Yes. You know
that's the
what?
fact that I have to tell myself because I get like, oh no, man, this person just wants this at their wedding or
Mhm.
whatever. But it's not like I'm selling life-saving medicine.
Sure. No, it's not. I mean, you are selling the lifestyle, right? I mean, you're selling lifestyle. You know,
Correct.
I
Correct.
mean, if you go to some event, you're gonna have this, ugly coffee container with, milk and cream on the side.
Yeah.
And if someone at some event, people like you, your team shows up with a full espresso bar with having a real cafe. Come on,
Yes.
I mean,
Yep.
there's again, you just said, hey, I mean, that's you're flexing some big muscle there as well.
Big muscle.
Okay, huge muscle. So I mean, you guys have a uniform then, right? So you're not gonna just go over their t-shirts and jeans. You guys are
Correct.
proper. Good.
But button ups, bow
Yep.
ties. For the sporting events that we do, I got custom made jerseys
Okay.
that
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
like
that's nice. That's
pinstripe
nice.
baseball
Uh
jerseys
huh.
that on the front as the team it just says
Okay.
coffee.
What about your baristas' latte art? I mean, they're pretty good at latte art.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
I think
that's another thing I think with presentation that
exactly. I think that
you can't just
that
plop
must,
it
yeah.
on.
No, I
And a
mean
lot of
that's
his baristas are pretty well seasoned
yep.
in the field already. So he's got a good pool of talent. One of the girls who's really good
Hmm.
actually used to be her own cafe owner as
Good.
well. So there's a lot of solid people that will work
Yeah.
for him.
You know what? I think the Mets business makes sense. Because I mean, you guys are living in bigger town. I mean, I don't know about Tucson. Tucson is pretty small town anyway. But
Right.
man, it'd be interesting concept. I think it goes really well, especially. I mean, so you handle the what? The city? What's the radius you guys are going to cover?
We do Baltimore area,
Uh huh.
Pennsylvania, because
Mm-hmm.
we're pretty close. Actually, where we are right now, we're about
Mm-hmm.
10 miles from the
Yep.
Pennsylvania line. We do a lot of stuff in DC. So,
Okay.
Washington, DC has a gigantic market.
Man, that's
And
right.
there is not a single person in Washington, DC that does what I do,
Oh
which is
man.
shocking.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, think about all the political events and just the wow
Yep.
cocktail parties.
Yep. Yeah. So like George Washington University,
Sure.
all those big universities. Like we we have a booking agent in DC, and they get us events at. We went to the FBI World Headquarters.
Okay.
We went to Capitol Hill for a bunch of lawmakers and things there for an event. We did the Department of Defense, Secretary of State. Big stuff. And it's fun. Um,
So you
it's
have
definitely
booking agent. You say? Did I hear right?
yeah, yeah. So the booking
Okay.
agent is I guess they have ties. Like, I'm never
Hmm.
getting a job
Yep.
cold calling the FBI.
Okay. Exactly. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So what they are is, I think some of these bigger agencies have known like booking agents that they go
Hmm.
to, and they're like, hey, we're putting together such and such event,
Hmm.
and then they bring out their arsenal. So they
Wow.
bring out, okay, we're gonna have coffee here, we're gonna have this and that and that, and then they book me for things like that.
Oh man. Hey, Jay. Talking to Matt is a lot more fascinating than your talking about your broken your fellow oat grinder.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
for
I
sure, for
sold it.
sure.
I sold it to them.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
that's right. Okay. So okay. Yeah. So what is Jay? Is
He's the
there
one that
all?
convinced me to buy fellow stuff. So I was like,
That's right. So you're the
now
one
he
with the
can.
wholesale accounts then, right? With the
That's right.
fellow?
That's right. He has the
Yeah.
wholesale account.
Yeah. I'm a fellow fanboy. I hated them at first, but they're I'm into them.
I was starting to turn, and then now we've taken another turn.
Hey,
Well,
so
you
Matt,
just
have
got
you?
the Aiden. You just got
I
the
Yeah.
just got
Aiden.
the Aiden.
Okay. Have you
Yeah,
played with Aiden
I
already?
love I love the Aiden. Here's what the Aiden did for me.
Yes.
I'm really into making pour over in the morning.
Yep.
I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very therapeutic for me. You grind your beans, you
Mm-hmm.
do this, you do that. You get the slow pour
Mm-hmm.
down, yada
Yep.
yada yada. Make some good coffee that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the same coffee on the Aiden is significantly better.
I know. You know what?
Oh,
Because I did a head-to-head test with my Aiden versus my Prover.
Yep.
Most times, Aiden makes better coffee.
Yeah. So what it has done to me is, I'm like, well, do I just suck at pour overs?
Yep.
wait. In what
Sure.
setting? In what setting are you guys getting better results? Like, are you just
Uh,
using the basic brew feature, or
no,
Yeah,
no,
the
because
guided brew.
yeah,
the
the
guided
guided
brew?
brew. Yeah, they got
Yep.
the light, medium, dark, and then they
Yep.
give you a guide brew. If not, you can make your own brew guide as well, personally.
Yep.
So I have some of those too. But yeah, I mean, it's very nice, very controlled environment. So now, I don't know, maybe you can see it, but I have the Explum Studio sitting right here. Okay,
Oh yeah.
I, and so this is the latest model from Explum Studio, and this one does a lot of stuff too. Okay, I mean, so
Ah.
this one is pour over, but it's all automated. Okay, so it's a grinder built in right here on the side, grinder built in. Pretty much it has everything. They're a fantastic machine as well. But
Hmm.
so
Is
so are you
is
using?
which is
Go
better?
ahead.
Which do you like
I'm
better?
oh man, it's toss up right now. So I'm gonna be playing with Aiden this week, and
Okay.
then this weekend I'm gonna go Aiden versus Explum direct comparison. So I'm
Oh, that'll
gonna
be good.
Oh, all
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna talk about that as well. So have you thought about using Aiden on your coffee cart?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think it would be a good option. Definitely.
Could it keep up with the volume?
Yeah, I don't know if it could keep up with the volume. I mean, it's pretty
I,
quick. When I do a full pot, it's like 10 minutes.
I
But,
mean,
10 minutes times how many pots?
well, that pot is what? Is it 1,000 milliliters, I think?
48
yeah,
ounces.
yeah. 10
Yeah.
cups, but it's not 10 small cups though, the maximum.
Yeah.
That
So,
just
but
sounds brutal. That sounds like
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
brutality.
no,
10 minutes at a time?
10 minutes. Yeah.
That
yeah, but
sounds
I want
brutal to me.
it is. But so Matt, so coffee cart, but nobody. You guys also have a drip coffee as well, big pot of drip coffee, or all espresso
So,
base.
Jay laughed at me for this.
Hmm.
I used to do like a big bun brewer for
Okay.
for
Yep.
for big
Yep.
batch brews,
Yep.
and the
That's true.
quality's okay.
Hmm.
It's a pour over machine, like a large one.
Yep.
But I started experimenting, and I fabricated a pour
Oh,
over.
that's right.
It's basically a pour over that
Uh
can
huh.
do 5 gallons at a time.
No kidding.
And
Wow.
and so how I do this is I put the coffee in a
Yep.
large. What I did is I bought like a food. Is it a food
Colander.
sieve? Colander,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
huge. I got it from the restaurant store. And then I I hover it over the Cambro,
Yep.
and then I bought a stainless steel watering can.
Okay. Yep.
And then what I do is I like get boiling hot water
Yep.
in the big percolators,
Mm-hmm.
that do 5 gallons at a time, and I transfer it to the watering can, and I just make a pour over like I would in my kitchen in the same amount of time, and it is 10 times better than a
No
Bon Air
kidding.
pot brewer. Yes, like it's very comparable to like the Aiden or like your hand pour over, like in your kitchen.
No
So you're
kidding.
just scaling up
You're
the pour.
scaling it up.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
So
by the way, okay, so those events, people actually care about the cup quality, or they just want a
I
milk-based
do.
drink? Okay. Okay, you do.
That's the
Okay.
key. That's the key.
I
Okay,
do.
good.
So I would say 95% of my clients
Uh-huh.
are not, they're just used to what is available, right?
That's right.
So
Yep.
they're not coffee connoisseurs.
Mm-hmm.
Like they drink coffee, but they go to all the large chains.
Sure.
So I think what sets me apart and when they have their first taste at an event of my stuff is the quality. I keep the quality line up
Yep.
here. So yeah, of course, if I give them drip coffee out of a
Mm-hmm.
bun, they're not going to know it.
Yep.
But if I give them drip coffee where I can tell the difference,
Yes.
it just really raises it, raises the level. So they don't know what they're missing, but if you give them the best
Yep.
first, then that's what sets you apart, I think.
So how many blends you bring? Just you only have a one blend, more likely about medium to dark roast coffee, heavy on chocolate tasting note then, or
Yeah,
big,
so
okay.
I my main blend
Mm-hmm.
is a Guatemala La
Okay.
Morena,
Okay.
uh, blended with a Honduras coffee,
Okay.
and I think it's Pacavita Reserve.
Okay.
So I mix those two, and it is just chocolatey caramel, nougat,
Good.
and then a little bit of like, I think the Honduras has a little vanilla taste in.
Okay.
So it's a great blend. Espresso shots are just like, I love it when at an event I get a home
Mhm.
espresso nerd
Yep.
because they're like, oh, I'll just take an espresso, and I'm like,
Mhm.
all right.
Good, good.
And undoubtedly, those guys are trying to test you.
They're trying to test you.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what? But the fact is, those kind of event, maybe like one or two person, right? Really appreciate the coffee, and then they're
Yes,
gonna let them know, hey, you know what? I mean, I have some of the best coffee here at the event. They're gonna
yes,
tell the whoever, right? Whoever organizing, you know.
yep,
I mean, even though 95% don't care, those couple percent of people, they're the one.
yep,
Hey, it's something about these guys.
yes,
Okay. I
yep,
mean, that's for sure. I mean, that's for sure. So,
yes.
what kind of roaster do you have? Are you using the Jay's roaster or?
Jay's using my roaster.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jay's using
The
yours.
Gießen is his. The
Yeah,
Petroncini is mine.
yeah. So
Oh
I use the
man.
Gießen
Okay,
W6, right? Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
So
like if
so
you
you
see my live streams where I'm roasting on the Gießen live,
no, not yet.
that's
I
actually at
need.
his workshop.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you got to share the space now, Jay, or?
Well, he allows me to use his space.
Oh man.
Like we're neighbors both in like
Okay.
where our businesses are located as well
Okay.
as at our homes are located. So it's all very
That
close.
that's great. I mean, that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been
So.
looking into, I may buy
Hmm.
a Royal, like
Okay.
an old school Royal,
Number 5.
number 5.
Hmm.
Somebody had just restored one and is willing to give me a really reasonable deal on it. And I'm really thinking about it because from what I hear, the Royal, so like
Solid.
I like technology, but a
Yep.
lot of times when the technological things go, like the sensors, everything shuts off.
I know
like
because
that,
I'm.
like the
Yep.
old grinder.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, for your kind of event, you don't want to bring out, Ethiopia coffee, right? You don't want to bring it out. You want something more comforting. Like you
Yes.
say, chocolate, like nougat,
Yep.
caramel, those kind of coffee. 95% of people, loves to enjoy. You're not
Yes.
gonna tailor to that 5% or 2%.
Yes. Yep.
In that case, you don't need that fancy roaster. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's man, you gotta. It sounds like to me you have a perfect business model.
I love
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
you know. Man, Jay, I mean, you better get busy. Goodness.
I know. But I want to be a sucker in retail.
Oh man, but yeah, exactly. You gotta change that. Hey, but so by the way, Jay, are you planning on going to Houston next year?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 For sure.
Okay. Did you book the room already?
No. Why are they booking up fast?
You know what?
Probably.
So I think I'm gonna. Okay, this time I'm gonna get the room at the event. Nearby the convention center. I mean, that's for sure.
Oh, is this
I'm.
SCA?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
Matt, you
Matt
don't
came
go
to
to the. Yeah.
Boston
Okay.
and
And
Portland.
then
and
and
Portland,
so
but you didn't come to
no,
Chicago,
Chicago.
right?
Yeah.
okay, hold on a
Yeah.
second.
I
Dave
got to
said,
book a
yeah,
hotel on that.
yeah, me too. Hold on. Dave said, question: how was the first couple of year? Yeah, man. So how was a couple first year of your business? Was it rough, or you have a hard time finding a business for you, or what? I mean, what's the experience like?
So the first year of
Mm-hmm.
my business, I had thought I was just gonna be a normal sell coffee by the cup.
Yep.
So I started out going to weekend soccer
Mm-hmm.
tournaments
Yep.
and horseback riding shows and
That's right. Okay.
what I was doing all sorts of stuff. I was going downtown Baltimore and I was
Mm-hmm.
vending. So I was parking
Mm-hmm.
on a corner
Yep.
and I was working my butt off for 10 hours a day and making $40.
Sure.
And I'm like, man, this is how do people make money doing this? And then
Exactly. Yes, they don't.
they don't. And then one of my best friends, also one
Yep.
of Jay's
Yep.
friends, owns
Uh-huh.
a ice cream shop
Yep.
locally. And he has what's called ice cream for breakfast day. So he's like,
Okay.
why don't you come out and serve coffee while people wait in line
Mm-hmm.
for ice cream for breakfast
Mm-hmm.
day? They come in their pajamas, it'll be fun. Okay, awesome. So I'm there, and then there was this guy there, and he was like, do you have a business card? I want to give this info
Mm-hmm.
to my boss
Mm-hmm.
because I think he would like to have you. And I'm just like, you're like, oh, yeah, 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 here you go. Never going to hear from him again. The next day, I get a call. Hi, I'm Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the catering director for craft services for the Maryland Film Union.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that guy. He gave him the card. He's like, yeah, we're filming House of Cards right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd like to start having you serve us coffee. And I'm fresh at this and I had no idea what to charge.
Yep.
I still really didn't know what I was doing. And I guess I fooled them enough at the
Mm-hmm.
time that they loved me, which
Good.
I also think his personality too goes a
Yep.
long way. Um, they loved me. They started having me routinely. And I'm like, well, I can serve movie stars
Mm-hmm.
for 2 hours and make as much as I do in 2 weeks, like vending on the street, you
Yep.
know? So I slowly started, I'm like, man, this is where it's at. And uh, doing it in time, I feel like I'm fairly competent in coffee now.
Yep.
Yeah.
and I've just become like, you get better and you get better and you get
Sure.
better. Um, and
But only because you want to get better.
only because you want,
Exactly.
And you're
Yeah. Yep.
focusing on getting better.
Yep.
yes, yeah.
Exactly.
Like I
Wow.
truly like anything I can do. You still learn. Like, I mean,
Yep.
I've been doing this nine
Mm-hmm.
years. Every day it's like, well, that's a better way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And and I feel like a lot of times success is knowing what not to do.
Yep, you're right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Uh,
that's very inspiring as well. So in a way, you are willing to do it, and same time is a luck as well, right? You need to
Correct.
get lucky in your life. So I mean, man,
Yes.
what a combination. So
Yes.
now, 9 years later, you're a multimillionaires. So what is your future for your business?
I think I want to get it to be more self-sufficient,
Yep,
where I'm not as large of an active role in it.
exactly. You want kick back like Jay, right?
I would kick back like Jay.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my clients, I would also like to have it set up so that
Hmm.
I could, like, some of the offices always ask if they can buy my
Hmm.
coffee. I'd like to set up like a service, like a luxury service where I deliver you coffee for your coffee machines in the office and I deliver you cold brew. Um, that's kind of where I want to go.
Hold on one second. Can you hear me, Matt?
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Phone
what
call
is this?
comes in, that freezes.
Oh, the phone call. That's
Oh yeah,
that
phone
helps.
call. Oh yeah, hold on. This one.
I wonder if people can still see us.
You actually have 5 bars in the country.
You know, but we're only down to 20%.
You smell that
Oh,
feed?
oh yeah, yeah.
Love that smell.
We're at the feed store. I think Hoon's coming back.
There he is.
Oh, Brandon Petrikowski was here. What's up, Brandon? I don't know if you're still with us, but good to see you, man. Hoon, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. Oh yeah, we can't hear you.
Oh yeah, somebody says who no voice.
Oh, Naomi. Hi, Naomi. Naomi's one of the regulars on my live streams. We're up in Hereford buying feed.
Smells so good.
Here in the countryside. We still can't hear you, Hoon. I know this YouTube thing. Whenever the phone interrupts like a mobile on the mobile broadcast, there's always like there's always a
Oh,
problem we
remember when we
establish.
were going to Grafengroff? Same thing.
Yeah, that happened too, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think he froze.
Mark's asking, how's it going? Are you going to vote today? We did vote. I did vote. Did you vote?
Where's my sticker?
I got a sticker, but I'm gonna put it on my gun case. That's what I'm gonna.
I think I lost my sticker.
You lost your sticker? Yeah, they gave us this here little sticker that says I voted in Baltimore County.
Yes.
Was it busy at your polling place?
Nope.
What time did you go?
10.
Oh, 10. I went at 7:30. I got up and went straight to the polling.
There is he back. No voice.
I don't hear him.
Nope, no voice.
Boom, we don't hear you. Peter says that it's election day. Internet's busy. Yes, sorry, man, it's not working. Feed for what? Feed for chickens?
Deer.
Oh, that's right, deer feed.
Yeah.
Matt's a deer slayer. Deer slayer? Deer slayer.
Sure.
Deer slayer. I like that. So he goes out and catches deer with his bare hands, luring them with the feed, and then actually we have a video where we did some deer steaks. We did venison steaks. We still can't hear you.
Can't hear him. No.
What is going on with this thing? YouTube sometimes can be a bit wonky. Maybe there's a mute switch on your phone, Hoon, that needs to be reset. Or maybe what if you disconnect the Bluetooth from your headphones?
Oh yeah.
I'm presuming that he can hear us.
I don't know.
He just
Nope.
poked us. I don't know why. Need a phone just yeah, you really do need a phone for you. Like I have that problem too. But the problem is that you buy them like the phone that we're using here is my iPhone 15.
Let's go to sign language. I don't know any sign language.
So I'm using the iPhone 15. And but like the problem is like you want to get a phone for like YouTube, but then what, you gotta buy another $1,600 phone?
And the plan.
That sucks. That would suck.
Although, couldn't you just have an iPad?
And tether it?
Or just use your Wi-Fi.
True. That could be possible. Has Hoon clicked on Hoon, have you clicked the silent mode on your phone by accident? Mark wants to know. And so here's something for you. Peter wants to know: Do movie stars like to drink lattes or americanos?
Lattes usually.
Natalie Portman was latte.
Natalie Portman was oat milk latte. Oat milk latte.
How about Zoe Saldana?
I never knew. So
you never knew into it there
because her assistants would always. Oh, right. She's special.
Number one. She's number one.
She's number one.
So on a movie call sheet, they actually list all the cast members 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on their hierarchy in the production. Yep. On the cast.
Yep.
And evidently, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Good.
What's up, Hoon?
Finally.
Welcome to the live stream, Hoon. How are you today? Good to see you.
Man, finally. Okay, so I mean, because I can hear you, but I know you cannot hear me. Okay, so having said that, so how many movie stars do you just serve over the years?
Oh my, I should make a list.
Really?
House of Cards had Robin Wright.
Okay.
Ooh.
Had Kevin Spacey.
Did you serve Kevin?
Okay, Kevin Spacey.
I served Kevin Spacey a lot.
Nice.
Very odd.
Oh, odd. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All those people on House of Cards. Then we did Veep.
Wait, did you serve what's her name? The girl that played the one that he killed on the
Zoe.
Subway? Oh man, I loved her. I'm so jealous.
I loved her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Veep. So we did Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yep.
Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Natalie Portman. I'm thinking of all the things we did.
Okay. Do you have to sign on like some kind of paper that you don't share their names or what's that called?
So
confidentiality.
NDA. So
NDA.
On House of Cards on the last season we did because Kevin Spacey got kicked off of the show for
most people know last season.
Yep.
And no one really knew how they were going to wrap it up, which it was kind of lacking. It was But so we did for there because a lot of the scenes that we would serve at were like a very important part of like what was happening in the show.
Okay.
So like, of course, if we would have like a lot of times we're not allowed to have our phones. Like, you know, well, you take a picture and you put it on the internet. That could ruin a show.
Exactly.
Like it did for Game of Thrones and the Starbucks.
Yep. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a picture floating around where one of the cast members had not necessarily a Starbucks, but basically a coffee cup sitting on one of the tables during a major scene.
Oh wow, that's not good either, right? That's not. Hey, so by the way, Matt, so obviously you interact with a lot of people, and did you get a business from that as well? Is there any superstar say, hey, you know what, Matt, I think you should come to cater my events?
No, not so much with movie stars.
Okay. Taylor Swift. No.
Taylor Swift, yeah. One of the baseball players. So I do the Washington Nationals.
Okay.
Routinely during baseball season. And since I'm there like a lot, you become friends with the players. Like I became really close with a lot of the players, like where you have like their cell phone numbers.
Yeah.
You text stupid things back and forth. You know how it is.
Oh,
So one of my friends has a nonprofit, and he just asked if I would serve at one of his like fundraisers, which I would be more than happy to. He's a great guy. So for the bigger high end events, not really. Like a lot of the clients, the movie stars are kind of doing their own thing. I think I'm last on their what's going on in their head,
Sure.
you know.
Yep.
Um, but they do enjoy it very much.
Exactly. People love Starbucks, right?
Yes,
So,
yeah, they.
obviously, yep, obviously your cup. Hey, so you have a very nice design cups then?
I just serve from a plain cup unless they want
Oh,
it branded. Plain
really?
cup.
Just
Yep,
plain cups. Okay.
yep,
I guess that's all good enough for
yep,
these
yep.
people. Oh man. I was going to ask you about something I just forgot. Goodness, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. Oh yeah, here we go. So obviously you are like you say, you are selling the lifestyle. So what's the most expensive you charge to your clients per hourly base? Are we talking about six figure, five figure base, six figure base, or what was the most expensive event you ever done?
So depending on travel, I it's a
Yep,
one price thing. That's the thing.
exactly correct.
So
Yeah.
so so my rates, my standard espresso bar rate
Yep.
is about $1,000 an hour.
Okay, so that's not very. I mean, that's not too bad. It's not that too crazy.
And like I think there are a lot of people who do what I do that are more expensive. So
Real sure. I mean, $1,000 for some big event. I mean, what's a couple of grand? Two, 3 grand is nothing.
exactly. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then
yeah.
you can do add-ons,
Yep.
like I've done we did Preakness, which is
Yep.
a horse race. One of the it's in the Triple Crown. Yeah.
Sure.
So we're there for the support of the like satellite trucks and the news
Yep.
anchors and all those people. That is a very that's probably one of my highest paying jobs. Just because we're there 5 days for
Exactly. I
yeah.
mean, but again, people thinks that $1,000 an hour is a lot of money, but it's not.
Yes.
Yes. If you that's a lot of coffee, but comes to your time and your effort. I
Yep.
mean, like for me, I do a house call. Okay. Uh, but people ask me, what is your rate? I set it really high because I don't want to do a house call. So I set around like $200 an hour to just
Yeah.
show up. Two
Oh,
hundred
I think
bucks,
that's
flat, yeah, you know. And the
yep.
people say, okay, people willing to pay. That's the clients I want to work with. You know. Yeah. What happened there, Jay?
Oh no, I'm just looking for a charger.
Oh, your phone's
Your
dying.
phone charger?
No.
Oh, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Look like phone's dying.
Yeah, my
Hey,
phone is
anyway.
almost.
Okay.
Well, we're
Hey.
below 20%. We're still good for a while, but I just wanted to see if there was a charger around here. But we're good.
Okay, so so the reason why I have Jay on earlier, we're gonna talk about the election day special, but we ended up talking to Matt about the
This is
coffee
much more
retail. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, this is more interesting. Coffee retailer for suckers. I think you are correct. I think it's become like different business model now. I think coffee shops are become more. Yeah, it's not a good way to make money.
It's tough. It's a tough way to make money. It's a tough way.
Yeah,
When I think COVID set that like the just the restaurant like
I know, just killed it.
killed it. Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, Arizona was okay because Arizona is wide open at the time. But
Yes.
I don't know about you guys or California, but other area, yeah, you're gonna get suffer. But yeah, Arizona was fine. But and let's see here, we have hold on, we have the Brad say Trump 2024. Okay, all right. Let's see here. I'm looking at your comments right now, people's comments. Okay, so Jay, so what are you feeling about the election today? And what is your gut feeling say?
I gotta take my jacket off. I'm
My,
sweating.
I don't know. Like, I tend to follow. If I follow anything, I'll follow like real a website called Real
Clear
Clear
politic. Yep.
Politics,
Yep.
and because I found that they tend to have they aggregate rather than
Hmm.
just use one poll. So there's the difference between the two candidates today is very minimal. Like
Hmm.
0.2% is like the big spread. So it if they're accurate again, it should be fairly tight.
Because 99% of people already made their mind, right? You know,
Yeah, and
people
that's the
hate.
thing is like
Yep.
I don't know what there is to. They had all these debates and all this. I don't know what's there
No.
to consider. What else is there to consider at this point?
At this point, nothing, right?
Yeah.
People already made their mind. is all about the vote turns out, right? Is how many people is going to show up. It's only what 30-40% of people votes every year,
I think
right?
that's about right. Yeah, not too many,
Yeah.
not enough people
No.
vote.
Yeah. It's not a whole lot of people votes every year. Not much. Hold on. I think it's like 30%. It's pretty low. Yeah. U.S. voting. I'm trying to look it up right now. Yeah, but yeah, here we go. 2024. Yeah, it's not much. Like 40% of people
Hmm.
vote.
Wow, really, only 40. That's a shame. But I guess that's reflective of America, you know.
Yep. And then yeah, right now, hold on. You know what? It'd be fun. I don't think we're gonna know the result. My feeling is, I don't know, end of week, right? What do you think? We think we're gonna find out the result
Well, I
by?
mean, I think that unless there's a landslide for one of the
Yep.
candidates, I think that the other candidate, and I'm would will contest whatever the result is.
Yep.
There's one candidate that will contest it no matter what, unless it's a landslide in his favor.
Sure. Oh,
Otherwise,
amen. Yep.
it's rigged, or it's some kind of problem, or there'll be some kind of contest. I mean, we're talking about a person that hasn't even admitted that he lost the last one. So
But the problem is, I think
what's
the
there to say about that?
half of the percentage, half of our population going to be love it. The other half person is going to be hated. So it's not like 60-40, right? It's not like 70-30. It's like more like 50-50.
Yeah, well, I
You
mean,
know.
according to RCP, I mean,
Uh huh.
it is at 49. It's like 48.1,
Yeah.
48.2 for. It's really close. Like it's really close according to their numbers.
But same time, I think they got burned 2016. Okay, so I don't think
RCP
they're.
did.
I mean, it's, pretty much all the voting, the poll numbers are so messed up. So a lot of posters right now, they don't want to, they don't want to make a bold statements this year. Okay,
Well,
that's
everybody's,
why. Yeah.
because I think there's a whole world of people in this country that are. I mean, we see people that have shown a proclivity to
Yep.
to be violent in their overthrow of the government.
Exactly.
And I think people are afraid of, are concerned about that, rightly so, because I don't think that I don't think one group necessarily wants to push for
Hmm.
violence in America, while one group does, and we've seen that time and again here in this country.
Hold
Um,
on, we have someone
I kind of
asking
break it
who.
down really simply. Like
Yep.
someone asked me
Uh huh.
today, they were like, "Well,
Uh huh.
how did you vote?" And I was like, "Well, I don't really talk about who I voted for, but my
Exactly.
basic answer was that I found that in my lifetime here in this country
Hmm.
that I'm both dismayed at this fact and non-surprised by this fact that
Hmm.
today in modern times we can think to ourselves and think, which candidate would a member of the KKK vote for?
Hmm.
And perhaps I won't vote for that person.
Oh wow.
I think that's a way to look at it. Like, who would the
Sure.
KKK member vote for? And that kind of tells you a lot about. That tells you a lot. It just tells you so much.
Man, I mean,
You
even
know.
I mean that's why I mean we had this two candidate that I mean that's both disliked by both parties. I mean, did you see though? I think I told you earlier today. No, nobody happy with their candidates. Okay, they're not that crazy about it. So
I don't think, but I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. I think that people are very happy with the candidates, both on both sides. Like you see these people on the one side, and like they're rabid, rabid.
mhm,
But the other candidate, I think people are excited for her. I don't think people are dis are not happy for her. I mean, they certainly are. She certainly is a better candidate than the last candidate they ran in 2016, who
yes,
who
that's for
usurped the
sure.
election
Yep,
back then.
yep, yep. That's for
Um,
sure.
but yeah, and I
You,
don't know. I think that we would had had the Democratic Party actually had the fortitude to stand up and push a real election in 2016 instead of what they pushed that year, I don't think we would be in the position we are now.
Sure. So,
Right? Like
but
there was
yeah,
another candidate back then that was
yep,
that when you look at his
yep,
numbers on June 5th,
hmm
2016, when he was pushed out of the race,
hmm
had an
yep,
incredible amount of lead against the opposing candidate,
hmm
greater than the one that was also part of his party that actually became the nominee. And you talk to Democrats about this, and they're very much like, oh no, that's not true. Those polls, you can't rely on those polls. What are you talking about, dude? You're talking about a person that had like less than a percentage point
yep.
lead versus someone that had like a 7 to 8 point, a 10 point lead
Oh
in
yeah,
polling. And you're
oh
going to
yeah,
tell me that that person's not going to, you push that, you push the winning horse
yep,
out.
yes.
So
I,
we would not, I think we would have a different nation and a different tenor in this country had
I,
the Democrats not been so feckless in 2016.
I know exactly what are you talking about as well. So, Jay, how much you follow politics as coffee person?
Not too much. I mean, I
Okay,
follow a little bit. I've been in, I don't follow too hard. I have a lot of friends that are
okay,
on the Hill.
okay,
So
okay.
I get a lot of information directly from people that are on the Hill and
hmm
embroiled in the whole world of politics. So
hmm
I tend not to. Plus, I find that like you watch a lot of the news and it's definitely
hmm
skewed depending on the source.
Yep,
And I think that one of the problems is in America is that Americans want it so easy.
yep,
We're so like we're so addicted to the ease of like whatever we want
hmm
that we'll just listen to one source
be
and
sure.
only listen to that source. When I was growing up and I was, being
hmm
educated, I was learning, so I took a course
hmm
called historiography, which
hmm
really kind of like, and the historiography course was all about uh, comparing and contrast different schools of thought within any subject. And so my takeaway from that has always been to review other sources than just what feels comfortable to me. And, so I find that a lot of it is just a lot of rubbish. Like and
Yep.
then I hear people talk, and I'm happy to engage people in discussion, especially online and the forums.
hmm
But give me something real. Like I get irritated when people are like, just talk to me with like give me talking points that they heard on Fox News or OAN or
Yep.
some other
Sure.
ridiculous site. It could be a CNN talking about, but I tell them, and I get sometimes I get irritated to the point where I'm like, hey, look, if you want me to take, because I'll just dismiss their point outright. It's like, where did you get that from? Fox News?
hmm
I'm not even going to talk to you about it. I'm not even going to consider it because
hmm
that's just rubbish. But if you're like, hey, I got something, I want to like criticize Kamala Harris. Like Kamala Harris is
Yep.
a crappy
Yep.
candidate.
Okay.
Then give me something that, if you give me something that Fox News told you, that's rubbish. Get the hell out of my face with that stuff. But if you give me something where CNN tells you
Yep.
that, or BBC, maybe even Al Jazeera or some other news that's not totally biased
hmm
against her, then I'll be willing to listen. But other than that, it's like I so I've really become very short with people I discuss things with. It's like, if you want to, I'm happy to discuss and I'm happy to listen to your viewpoint, but give me something that wasn't force fed to you by like some ridiculous journalist or some ridiculous actor
Yep.
posing as a journalist.
Hey, by the way, I know is Matt still there right now?
I'm sorry.
Is Matt still there, Matt?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just kind of
Oh,
chilling here in
okay.
front of
So
the
so
feed store.
so Matt. So I know you work in the DC a lot, right?
Mhm.
And which means you work with a lot of politicians over there.
Yes, I
J-
think like
j-
lawmakers. Yep, yep,
A
yep.
lawmaker, you know what? But because okay, so from outside in, okay, for you, you talk with the actual politicians over there. I mean, is that? I mean, they really don't like each other, or they just like appears to don't like each other, but they're all friends.
I'm not sure because I've never seen them in opposing
Okay.
Well,
opposition together, but
mhm.
to me they're all the same.
Well,
Like,
but
Okay.
they're all so fake. Like when they talk direct, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's an example.
Uh-huh.
We were doing an event at a nonprofit,
Okay.
and where this nonprofit was also a polling place.
Mhm.
So one of the councilwomen who was running
Okay.
again
Uh-huh.
came to the place while they were having an event. Now,
Uh-huh.
mind you, this nonprofit, like, this was their home base. Like, this
Okay.
is where they worked, everything. She strolls in and she's like, "We're gonna do a video about
Uh-huh.
about early voting." It was the first day
Okay.
of early voting, and like the head,
Mhm.
whoever she was, the
Mhm.
head person at that uh office was like, "Oh, we're having an event right now, so like everything's like." There were people in the parking lot. It was like a very large setup to be like a
Mhm.
tailgate event, and she's like, "Well, okay, I need to do this video though."
Mhm.
And she was so fake. Like, and this is just one person,
Mhm.
but to me, I'm like, this completely encapsulates like the short-sightedness of like only being told what you want to hear,
Yeah.
when you want to hear it. Are you really going to listen to real issues? Probably not.
Yeah. Well, and to that point that you're asking, like I have a so I don't know if you know this, but I do. I'm really into cigars, right?
Yes, you do. Yep.
And I've been smoking cigars since the '90s,
Mhm.
and this is something that a friend of mine in DC, one of the
Okay.
the apparatchik kind of people, was telling me
Mhm.
years ago. So in 2007, we finally
Okay.
reached a point in the United States where we had a full smoking ban,
Okay.
cigarettes, cigars everywhere,
Yep.
right? And I think that ban is a major problem for this nation in that prior to that date, right?
Uh-huh.
We would go to DC and we would smoke cigars with all kinds of people. And here's the thing. So
Yeah.
the only way that we can have exchange of information, exchange of ideas is to
Mhm.
actually be in touch with people and converse and see them eye to eye, face to face, right? Like
Yep.
we hear on the election time all these people like deleting their friends.
Mhm.
I don't delete any of my friends. If they want to delete me, that's perfectly fine. But I refuse to delete any one
Mhm.
of my friends because you know what? My friends range the gamut. I mean,
Mhm.
and I do mean by that in so many levels, but politically, they're all over the place. And I think some of them are fucking
Mhm.
idiots, right? But they're still my friends, right? That we have years together, right? I love them as my
Yep.
brothers or sisters as much as ever. I just don't. We just don't agree,
Mhm.
right? We just won't agree, and that's okay. The thing is that when cigars were eliminated, when smoking was eliminated, also
Mhm.
prior to that, you wanted to smoke a cigar in DC, you go to a cigar lounge,
Mhm.
you go to one of the restaurants where you could sit down, and politicos and politicians
Sure.
would sit down in a cigar shop, and you know what? Maybe they don't like each other. They're opposite opposing parties, but they would sit there, and for that hour, hour and a half, they would be forced to get along and talk and exchange ideas. And then maybe through that exchange, people would be able to say, okay, maybe this guy that I thought his position is a jerk off
Yep.
position is not really. He does have some points. There are some salient things that maybe we should consider. So there's that exchange. When that ban came, that was completely eliminated. Now there's no place for opposing sides to gather on neutral ground to exchange ideas. And since that point, we've seen a very sharp divide in politics in America. And I do believe that's a big role in it. This idea that we
Wow.
want to stop smoking has the smoking ban has really increased the level of hate amongst Americans today.
Wow.
So
That
basically,
is
everybody has to start smoking.
Everybody has.
wow. That is a very Jay, that is an extremely strong statement there.
Yeah, I mean, and this is not, but this is actually a friend of mine that worked for NASA. He was an
Yeah.
administrator at NASA, and he was like, everything has gone to shit since that time. And I was like,
You
well,
know what is
God,
fascinating, right? Because you're
and this
right.
is like
Because
maybe this is,
yeah.
and I'm always, and this was first told to me like 2014, 2015.
Mhm.
Like this was like within 5 to 7 years of that happening. We've become much more polarized as a nation and things. because we
I mean,
lack the ability to talk to each other.
because you're saying is that cigar bring people together, right? Hang
Yeah,
out,
yeah. So,
you
so
know?
here's the thing. So when you smoke a cigar,
Mhm.
it's not like cigarettes, right?
That's
Cigarettes
yep,
are terrible because like
yep,
you're forget all the carcinogens and all that, but you're really you got an addiction that you have to
mhm,
feed the nicotine, right?
yep,
So you see those poor cigar guys, cigarette guys, and they're out in the cold, they're out in the rain, puffing and puffing for like 10 minutes, and then they go back to work or do whatever they in cigar world, it's about relaxation. So you sit there and you're smoking your cigar for an hour, 2 hours,
yep.
and you're relaxed. And it's a convivial kind of atmosphere. So, you might think, hey, that guy's a jerk off, but you know
Yeah.
what? Let's just chat for a little while because I have a little cigar. And maybe you're having libations, a little bit of libation, not too much libation. Too much libation's too crazy, but I do believe that that was a big buffer for people, just people in general. Like, and I see it still today when you get to like my cigar friends. A lot of them are we're very, in some respects, we're very in opposing
Sure.
political positions. So, but we
I
all
mean,
sit around and hang out. And
but
if they had a problem
yeah.
today and they called me, they're like, "Hey, I need your help." I'm gonna go help them, and I don't care that they voted for the guy that I would never vote for.
I mean, this makes sense, right? It's not like you're drinking. You're not like you are intoxicating. You're just having some cigar, place to hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, right? Just a relaxing environment. But don't they have like cigar lounge in DC area? People can just go hang out, or
No, I mean they do, but it's not like it was before. So it's not just about going to but before you could smoke at restaurants and
that's
bars,
yeah, you're right.
and
Yeah,
so you had a lot of places to gather,
exactly.
and
You're right.
the
Yep.
lack of a place to gather is really, I think, what puts a lot of hurt. And cigar politicians are like they're the people that want to be important. They're the ones to go
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
So they want to have a nice cigar. They want to go to a nice venue. They can't anymore. They have to go to a cigar shop with the guy that's a plumber. I don't think they want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah. You're right. Yeah,
What they have to talk to their constituent that might actually screw them to the wall? No way. No way. No way.
man. Yeah,
Let's go to the Capitol Grills where we can hang out in our own rooms with our own like people of Congress.
man. You have something there, Jay. You have something. I think that's a pretty good theory.
Well, it's just a theory. There's no.
Yeah, but again, I mean, very, very compelling theory, right? Very compelling. Yeah. I wonder. I wonder. I wonder we can bring back the cigar. Yeah, you know what? Because I mean, so you're right. Because 2000 was it 2007? So I came to this country in '87. Okay,
Okay.
my first job was a waiting table at the restaurant. Actually, it wasn't waiting table; it was bussing table because I don't know how to speak English. But okay,
No, yeah,
and
yeah,
then so after work, when I'm come home, I have to take shower.
right, right,
My
of course.
smell is like cigarettes.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, 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 yeah.
it's terrible. Okay, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I
when we
did
used to
that
go to
for
the clubs in '87, man, you just come back, you're just reeking.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It
It was
smells like
terrible. It's
cigarette.
terrible.
Yeah, my hair smells like cigarettes. But I guess like you said, the flip side is, man, that's interesting. That's a lot more freer back then, right? They don't have a lot of restriction back then. You know, pretty much
Yeah,
everything goes. You can smoke in the table. Yeah, but now, actually now, I don't know about your area, but you can't even smoke outside either.
really, in Tucson?
No, I mean some apartment here, you cannot smoke. Period.
Yeah, that's
You
just
can,
too much. Like,
yeah,
that's just too much.
you can
Where's the freedom in where? How do you be free if you can't do anything?
exactly. Yes, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So what are you doing for the rest of the day? Since I mean, so what is your
We got to
schedule
get
like?
the feed. We're still trying to get the
Okay,
feed, and then we got to go to the wood store because I got to get a new
okay.
drill bit, and Matt's got to get some tooling.
And so whatever happened to your coffee shops? I mean, are you still working on it, or what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah. We just took the bar over to it yesterday,
Okay, so it's gonna
so
happen,
it's going to happen just whenever the county allows me to do it. So
man. Okay, so I mean, so how long is your lease? So are you planning on being there for a long time then, or what? What's going on?
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah. I mean, we don't. The landlord and I have known each other for quite a number of years, and
Okay,
so
all right.
it's. I'm not too worried about the length of the lease.
Okay, so you're gonna be there for a while. Hey,
That's what I
that's not a
keep.
bad
My
act.
friend, my friend has one of those, and he's always
Yeah.
sending me messages. He was like, "Dude, here's another one." But I'm like, "Dude, it's in Naga. What am I gonna do in Naga? That's so far away from Tokyo."
So have you thought about actually moving to other country, Jay?
All
Or
the
you gonna
time,
stay? Really?
all the time.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, what's stopping you?
Oh,
Is
family.
so you have family over there?
Yeah, yeah. Asian families are very close, very tight.
Yeah,
You know how that is, and so like you don't want to. Yeah, yeah. That's really the only reason I'm here.
man. Maybe you can take your family to Japan for a couple years. You know.
Oh no, no, they wouldn't like that. No, they wouldn't like that. They wouldn't like
Uh,
that. You have to be.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Moving to a different country is a very difficult thing.
Oh, it is
And
definitely. Oh yeah.
so
I
it's not.
mean, yeah.
It's not a. It's not as. It's not as roses as a lot of people like to make it. I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult.
It
Different
is.
cultures, different
I mean,
ways.
yeah, coming from me, it's not a difficult place to.
Yeah, you
I mean,
understand.
yeah, I mean, the U.S. is not as bad as you're moving to the other way. If you're American, move to Korea, you're gonna, it's gonna some, a lot of learning curves as well, a lot of different
Absolutely.
changes, the culturally difference. Man, in Korea, you don't have a whole lot of freedom. Not like here. Compared to U.S., you don't have much freedom in Korea. Okay, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, societal expectation is much different there.
oh my gosh, it's so strict there. Yeah, it's terrible. But again, I mean, if you want a free country, I mean, this is a free as get if you ask me. Okay. Anyway, so if people are watching, just make sure go out there and vote today. All right.
Yes, go vote. Go vote. Whoever
Go
you're voting
vote.
for, just go vote.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't make any difference. If you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. Okay. All right. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't complain. Okay. If you don't vote. All right. If you vote, you have a right to. But anyway, hey, Jay, thank you so much for joining
Oh
us
yeah,
this
man. Thanks
morning.
for having me, soon.
And the soda Matt, thank you for joining us this morning as well. There's a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, that's like eye-opening. Okay. People are watching right now. Okay. Do not open coffee shops. Okay. Just like what Matt
Coffee
did.
retailers for suckers.
Exactly. All right, Jay. Jay,
All right,
Matt,
Juan,
thank you.
thanks very much.
See you next time. Bye bye.
All right, see you next time. See you guys. Thanks for watching.